Stand before the mirror, not as you are, but as you intend to be. For 30 days, you are going to command your subconscious mind to move mountains, break chains, and tear through every invisible barrier that has ever stood between you and your destiny. Each morning, before the world has a chance to whisper its doubts, before the opinions of others creep into your consciousness, you will face yourself, look deeply into your own eyes, and declare the truth that has been buried beneath layers of fear, failure, and forgetfulness. Say this: I am powerful beyond measure. I am worthy of every blessing life has to offer. I am focused, disciplined, and fearless. I am no longer waiting for permission. I give myself permission. I am becoming the version of myself I once dreamed of, and I will not stop until I see that vision in the flesh. You see, the man or woman who rises is not the one with perfect conditions, but the one who refuses to accept present circumstances as permanent. When you speak words of intention with emotion, with belief, with repetition, you don't just change your day. You rewire your entire destiny. You are not here to drift. You are not here to merely exist. You are not a spectator in your own life. You are the architect of your future, the author of your story, the builder of your dreams. And like any great creation, it begins first in the mind, with vision, clarity, and repetition. For the next 30 days, speak life into your reflection. Do it even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Because those are the days when your growth compounds, when your faith expands, when your self-image shifts. Say, every cell in my body is aligning with greatness. I do not chase success. I attract it by the person I am becoming. I am guided by purpose, fueled by persistence, and driven by vision. I am no longer available for small thinking, self-doubt, or fear. I demand from life exactly what I desire, and I will not settle. The truth is, your subconscious mind doesn't care whether what you say is real or fantasy. It simply obeys. It builds a reality to match the blueprint you provide. And when you look in the mirror and speak these affirmations with conviction, you are giving your mind a blueprint for success, power, and transformation. 30 days of this practice will not just change how you feel, it will change what you believe about yourself. And once you believe differently, you act differently. And once you act differently, the world begins to respond differently. You've been told your whole life to wait, to hope, to be patient. But this is not a season for waiting. This is a season for commanding. Life bends for the one who knows what they want and declares it relentlessly. Speak it into the mirror. Speak it until your mind accepts it as law, until your habits align, until your results reflect the truth you've planted. Say this: I am unstoppable. I am chosen for something greater. I am the one who turns the impossible into inevitable. Every setback is a setup. Every delay is divine. Every challenge is fuel. I am here to rise, to conquer, to live with purpose, and to finish strong. For 30 days, this is your practice, not to impress others, not to trick your mind, but to unveil the truth, because the person you are becoming is already within you, waiting for your belief, your discipline, your action. Look yourself in the eyes every single day and affirm, I love who I am, I love who I'm becoming, and I will never again betray the vision I have for my life. Do this faithfully, passionately, and with unwavering certainty for 30 days. And you will discover that the person in the mirror was always your greatest asset, your greatest ally, your greatest secret weapon. Now go, look in the mirror, and speak it into existence. Stand before the mirror, and you will come face to face with the one person who holds the key to every dream, every breakthrough, every treasure life has hidden in plain sight. That person is you. Not the version of you shaped by past failures, opinions, or setbacks, but the one who still lives inside your mind's eye, powerful, disciplined, capable, and ready. What you speak into that mirror is not just idle talk. It is a command to the deepest part of your being. You are not merely saying words, you are issuing instructions to your subconscious mind, and here lies one of the greatest secrets of achievement. What the mind hears consistently, with belief and emotion, it eventually accepts as truth. And once accepted as truth, that belief begins to influence every action, every decision, every move you make. The man who looks in the mirror and declares, "I am powerful beyond measure," begins to walk differently. He speaks with certainty, he acts with purpose, he no longer allows his past to dictate his potential. Why? Because he is creating a new image of himself from the inside out. The subconscious mind, blind to what is real or imagined, starts building a reality that matches the words it hears again and again. For 30 days, you must take on this practice as if your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Your future does not depend on luck or chance or timing. It depends on what you believe to be true about yourself, and belief, when nurtured daily, becomes unshakable. You cannot rise beyond the image you hold of yourself. You cannot climb higher than your own thoughts, but if you elevate that image through disciplined affirmation, you begin to see the world respond in ways it never did before. This is not magic, it is law. The law of autosuggestion, the law that your mind accepts repeated thoughts as instructions, and like a good servant, it begins to act in your favor when you feed it the proper commands. Think about it. Most people look in the mirror and either avoid their own eyes or criticize what they see. They speak doubt, they speak fear, they reinforce limitations, and then they wonder why life seems so heavy, why opportunity evades them, and why confidence is so elusive. But you are different. You are going to reprogram the voice inside your head by commanding it from the outside. You are going to replace hesitation with certainty, weakness with strength, confusion with clarity. Not once, not twice, but every day with unwavering determination. Say this into the mirror: I am worthy, I am strong, I am focused, I am rising, I am not waiting for life, I am building it. Say it with emotion. Say it like you believe it, even if you don't fully feel it yet. Because emotion is the accelerant of change. Words without emotion are like seeds tossed on rock. They never take root. But words spoken with fire sink deep into the soil of your mind and grow into unshakable belief. You must speak as though you are already the person you are becoming. Do not speak from your present condition. Speak from your future identity. Look yourself in the eyes and speak to the person who already lives in your vision. Command that version of you to rise. Do not wait for the feeling to show up. Speak until it creates the feeling. The mirror becomes your training ground. Each time you speak with power, your mental muscles grow stronger. Doubt loses its grip. Fear begins to fade, and in its place, a quiet confidence begins to emerge, not loud, not arrogant, but certain, rooted in repeated truth. This practice, though simple, is one of the most potent tools of transformation. It requires no money, no permission, only belief, discipline, and a few moments of silence with yourself. But if you do it every day for 30 days, it will begin to alter the lens through which you see yourself. And once that lens changes, everything changes. You will walk into rooms with a different posture. You will speak with a different tone. You will take actions that previously scared you. Why? Because your belief about yourself has shifted. The inner voice has been reprogrammed, the self-image has been upgraded, and with it your entire life begins to elevate. So say it every morning, every night. Say it when it's hard, say it when it's easy. Say it until there is no voice left inside of you that dares to disagree, because the world will never believe in you more than you believe in yourself, and the man who believes in himself becomes unstoppable. The mirror is not merely a slab of glass, it is a gateway to transformation. It is the place where you come face to face with truth, with possibility, with potential long buried beneath doubt and delay. And for the one who understands its power, the mirror becomes a sacred space, a battlefield where old limitations are slain and a new identity is forged. When you look into that mirror, you are not just seeing flesh and bone. You are seeing a reflection of the thoughts you've entertained, the beliefs you've accepted, and the identity you've unconsciously worn like an old coat-out, dated, heavy, and no longer fit for the journey ahead. But here is the truth that can set a man free. You are not defined by your reflection. You are defined by your declaration. The mirror responds to what you speak into it. It is not there to confirm your current reality, but to echo back your chosen reality. It becomes the stage upon which you rehearse the character of your future self. When you look into your own eyes and speak life, you are awakening something powerful, something that has always been there but has lain dormant, waiting for your command. You must approach the mirror not with hesitation, but with purpose, not with apology, but with authority. You must stand tall, even if your knees shake. You must speak boldly, even if your voice trembles. Because the first time you do this, resistance will meet you. Old voices will rise, voices of inadequacy, of fear, of failure. But you are not there to negotiate with your past. You are there to declare your future. Say to the person in the mirror, you are more than what you've been told. You are more than the mistakes you've made. You are more than the pain you've endured. You are strong. You are capable. You are rising. Speak these words not as wishes, but as commands. Because when you declare something with conviction, the subconscious mind cannot distinguish it from fact. It accepts it, it obeys, it begins to shape your identity around your declarations, and it is in the mirror where this work begins. Every day, for 30 days, return to this sacred space, not as a ritual of vanity, but as a discipline of transformation. Look into your own eyes, not as a stranger, but as an ally. You must win yourself over before you win the world. You must believe in the person looking back at you, because no amount of external applause will ever fill the void of internal doubt. The mirror, then, becomes your personal boardroom. It becomes your gym, your sanctuary, your battlefield. You train your mind there, you stretch your belief there, you break through invisible ceilings there, and you do it with words. Spoken daily, spoken boldly, spoken until they echo in your soul. Understand this. Most people use the mirror to judge themselves. They see wrinkles and scars, failures and flaws. They use it as a tool of self-criticism, not self-creation, and as a result, they reinforce weakness instead of building strength. But you are not most people. You are going to use the mirror as a weapon for good. You are going to meet yourself every morning with grace and with grit. You are going to look beyond the surface and speak to the version of you that you are becoming. Because the mirror, when used correctly, is not a reflection of what is. It is a projection of what can be, and here lies the secret. The mirror does not lie. It reflects what you feed it. Feed it power, and it will show you a powerful man. Feed it vision, and it will show you a future. Feed it truth, and it will show you freedom. So begin. Every day, stand tall, look deeply, speak boldly, make the mirror your place of creation, make it your partner in purpose, and do it with the full force of belief behind every word, because when you speak into the mirror, you are not speaking to who you are today, you are speaking to the person you are becoming tomorrow, and that person is unstoppable. The mind does not respond to weak words. It responds to emotion. It responds to repetition. And when these two forces are combined, when the flame of feeling meets the hammer of daily discipline, you unlock a power within yourself that can shape reality itself. Repetition alone is not enough. You cannot simply mumble phrases into the air and expect mountains to move. The words you speak must carry weight. They must be drenched in emotion, charged with belief, and spoken with purpose. The subconscious mind is not a servant to idle talk. It responds only to that which is delivered with feeling, and when you feel what you say, your mind is forced to take notice. Emotion is the magnet. It draws your desire out of the abstract and into form. It makes the difference between wishing for something and claiming it. Every time you declare, "I am strong," with conviction, you are not just making a sound, you are pouring that truth into the very soil of your subconscious. And that seed, if watered daily with feeling and faith, must grow. Repetition is the water. It is what keeps the vision alive when distractions come knocking and doubt creeps in, and doubt will come. There will be mornings when you do not feel powerful. There will be nights when your circumstances seem to mock your affirmations. But this is where repetition becomes your greatest ally. For the one who repeats truth, even in the face of contradiction, is the one who ultimately bends reality to match that truth. You must understand, the subconscious mind is impartial. It does not question what you say. It simply takes orders. But it requires certainty. It requires the fire of emotion to distinguish between what is casual and what is essential. You must train it through repeated declarations, spoken with unwavering belief, until it begins to accept a new identity as its default. The man who looks into the mirror and says, "I am successful," once may feel a flicker of hope, but the man who says it every day with emotion and belief begins to believe it, and once belief is born, action follows. And once action follows, results begin to align. This is not fantasy, it is cause and effect. Thought charged with emotion becomes belief, belief fuels behavior, behavior produces results, and the cycle continues. You cannot skip steps. You cannot fake the process. You must feel what you say, and you must say it often, not once, not twice, but again and again until every fiber of your being aligns with the image you are building. Let others mock affirmations. Let the cynical call it foolish. They do not understand the power of consistent emotional repetition. They do not know that the mind can be molded, that identity can be rewritten, that the man you become is shaped not by chance but by choice. The choice to speak truth into yourself over and over again until it becomes the only voice you hear. Say it, "I am worthy of success. I am rising, no matter how many times I fall. I am becoming unstoppable. I have all I need within me right now." And don't just say it, mean it. Feel the words as you say them. Visualize the truth behind each phrase. Speak until the doubt in your voice fades and certainty takes its place. 30 days of this discipline can rewire the thoughts that have been holding you back for years. But only if you commit, only if you bring emotion to your repetition, only if you refuse to let your words be lifeless. You are programming your mind like a sculptor chisels stone, one strike at a time. And with every repeated word, you are shaping the future version of yourself. Speak power, speak progress, speak identity, and do it every single day. The greatest changes do not happen overnight, but they always begin with a declaration. One spoken with emotion, repeated with persistence, and believed with all your heart. Now begin again, and this time feel it. There is a great law that governs all achievement, a law that few understand and even fewer apply. It is this: you do not rise to the level of your intentions, you rise to the level of your identity. And identity is not something you are born with, it is something you build, one declaration at a time. The words you speak to yourself shape the image you hold in your mind, and the image you hold in your mind determines how you walk, how you think, how you respond to fear, and how you seize opportunity. If you declare weakness, you begin to act weak. If you declare doubt, your behavior reflects hesitation. But if you speak the words of power again and again, you will begin to believe them, and when belief takes root, your world begins to shift. This is not fantasy, this is psychology. The mind, when saturated with consistent emotional instruction, cannot help but form an identity to match. You cannot declare, "I am confident," every day and continue to live in fear. The inner world eventually overpowers the outer one. You become what you consistently tell yourself you are. So speak greatness, speak courage, speak mastery, Not just once, but daily, relentlessly, with emotion so strong it leaves no room for the voice of fear. Every time you say, I am successful, you are not lying to yourself. You are telling your mind what to build. Every time you say, I attract abundance, you are not making a wish. You are issuing a command to your subconscious to find the doors you never saw before. The great achievers of history all understood this principle, whether they knew it by name or not. They became the person they declared themselves to be long before the world saw the evidence. They were not waiting for proof. They were creating it through belief, through repetition, through identity, and it begins with what you say to yourself. If you want to change your life, you must first change your inner dialogue. You cannot keep calling yourself broke and expect wealth. You cannot keep calling yourself lazy and expect discipline. You cannot keep calling yourself unlucky and expect opportunity to knock. The mind does not argue, it obeys. Look into the mirror each day and speak like the person you intend to become, even if your surroundings contradict you, even if your bank account tells another story, even if your circumstances whisper lies, you speak truth. Because the truth you speak becomes the life you live. Say it, I am not who I was. I am who I am becoming. I do not fear the future. I shape it. I no longer chase what is mine. I attract it by who I am. I am becoming the kind of person success cannot ignore and mean every word. Speak not from your current position, but from your intended destination. Speak not from weakness, but from vision. The man who speaks from vision walks with direction. The man who speaks from weakness walks in circles. Let this be your discipline. Let this be your ritual. Each day you speak into the mirror until you feel what you say, and then you speak it again and again, until the identity of who you used to be crumbles under the pressure of who you are becoming. Your subconscious cannot hold two identities forever. Eventually, one will win, and the one you feed, the one you repeat, the one you believe, that is the one that will dominate your life. So don't just speak power, become power. Don't just declare success, embody success. Use your words to paint the picture of your future, then step into it with courage. The world will begin to respond to you as if you were already that person, because in truth you are. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are, and what you are is forged in the fire of consistent, intentional, spoken identity. Now speak and become. There will be days when you wake up and the weight of the world presses against your chest. Days when your energy is low, when your dreams feel distant, when your efforts seem invisible. And on those days, most people quit. Most people wait for inspiration to return, for motivation to strike like lightning. But the one who understands the true laws of success knows this. Discipline must take over where emotion fades. You do not rise by doing what is easy. You rise by doing what is necessary, and nothing is more necessary than this, speaking truth over your life even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. That is the very moment when the seeds of greatness are planted. Anyone can speak with confidence when things are going well. Anyone can believe when the results are obvious. But the true test, the true forge of transformation, is what you do when nothing around you has changed, when there is no applause, no reward, no visible progress. Will you still declare your future? Will you still speak power into the mirror? Because that's when it matters most. Understand this. Your feelings are not your guide. Your vision is. Your feelings are temporary. They rise and fall like the tide. But your vision, once made clear, must be honored whether you feel inspired or not. Discipline means showing up to your own life with the same fire whether the world is clapping for you or completely silent. When you say, I am powerful, and everything around you looks weak, that is faith. When you say, I am abundant, and your pockets are empty, that is discipline. When you say, I am rising, and your knees are shaking, that is transformation in progress. This practice is not for the faint of heart. It is not for those who want comfort more than growth. This is for the man who understands that his future depends not on what he feels, but on what he does. You must do the work whether your emotions agree or not. Speak the words anyway, stand tall anyway, look in the mirror and declare your power anyway. For 30 days, you must act as if your life depends on this habit, because it does, not in some poetic sense, but in a very real, very measurable way. The life you live 1 year from now will be the result of the disciplines you uphold when no one is watching. It will be the result of the words you speak when no one is listening. It will be the result of the declarations you make when no part of you feels like making them. You see, discipline builds the bridge between belief and reality. It is the daily decision to act in alignment with who you are becoming, even when the old version of you fights to pull you back. It is the refusal to negotiate with the weaker self. Say it, I am not controlled by feelings. I am guided by discipline. I rise every day with purpose, no matter the mood, no matter the weather, no matter the noise. I keep promises to myself, because I know that is the foundation of self-respect. The man who honors his word in the dark becomes unstoppable in the light, and the mirror becomes a place of accountability, not just a place of affirmation, but of alignment. You look into your own eyes and say, I said I would do this, and I am doing it, not for applause, but because I am building something that can't be taken away. Discipline over feelings is what separates the dreamers from the doers. The man of greatness is not the one who waits for the perfect mood. He is the one who creates it through repeated action. He speaks life into himself until it becomes natural, until it becomes instinct, until it becomes who he is. This is the path, this is the process, say it again, every day, whether you feel like it or not, because eventually you will feel like it, and when that day comes, the voice inside you will no longer whisper doubt, it will shout truth. Because you made discipline your foundation, and nothing built on discipline can be shaken, stop waiting, stop wishing, stop hoping someone out there will come and give you the green light to start living your life. Because the harsh truth and the liberating truth is that no one is coming to save you. The world does not owe you success. It does not hand out power. It responds only to those bold enough to claim it. To demand it, to command it, you have spent too long waiting for permission to act, waiting for circumstances to be perfect, waiting for a sign, a mentor, a miracle, but every moment you wait, you delay your destiny. Life does not move for the passive, it bends for the bold. And if you want to shape your reality, you must learn to command it. You must stand in front of that mirror every single day and speak with authority. The power of the human mind is this. It creates based on direction. It follows the instructions you give it, and if you give it no command, it will accept the chaos of the world as your blueprint. But the one who commands their life with clarity, with certainty, with repetition, that person writes their own script, regardless of what the world says. You must stop thinking that your future is a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. You must stop thinking that success is earned by those who wait. It is seized by those who decide. You are not a leaf blown by the wind. You are the wind itself. But until you recognize that truth and speak it aloud, you will continue to live beneath your potential. Every morning, look into your eyes and command your mind, not passively, not politely, not quietly, command it. Say, I am no longer available for mediocrity. I am done waiting for opportunity. I create it. I am not hoping to succeed. I am deciding to. I command focus, energy, and action into my day. Speak as if your life depends on it, because it does. The man who whispers his intentions is drowned out by the noise of the world. But the man who declares his path, who commands his direction, becomes impossible to ignore. By others, and more importantly, by himself. The mirror is not a place of reflection. It is a place of alignment. A place of authority. Every time you look into it and speak the truth of who you are becoming, you are planting roots into your identity. You are claiming territory in the battlefield of your mind, and soon your world begins to reflect the words you've repeated with conviction. Most people are trapped not by chains but by silence. They don't speak what they want, so they never move toward it. But you are no longer that man. You are no longer waiting for conditions to improve. You are no longer waiting for someone to call your name. You are naming yourself. You are saying, I am ready, I am chosen, I am becoming. And let me tell you what happens when a man begins to speak with that level of conviction. The universe listens. Resources begin to align, people begin to respond, your energy begins to shift, your actions become sharper, your thinking more focused, your results more rapid, because life does not respond to fear. It responds to faith-backed action. It responds to a man who commands his time, his habits, his mind, and his destiny. And when you speak powerfully every day, the man in the mirror begins to evolve. He begins to rise. He becomes unrecognizable to the person he once was. Command your life. Don't wait for it. Don't wish for it. Speak it into motion. Act as if it is already yours. Walk into every room knowing that you are not hoping. You are claiming. You are not wondering. You are creating, and you are not waiting. You are moving. Let this be your daily reminder. You are the leader of your life. You are the architect, the commander. And when you speak into the mirror with unwavering belief, the world outside begins to reflect the world you've built within. Speak boldly, command fearlessly, and watch the world respond.